Something's happening. That's so weird. Hold on. Sorry, everyone. Okay. This is weird. Why does it keep saying that? Ah! Huh. Oh no! Something's wrong! I'm trying to figure this out. Oh my goodness. Hi guys. I don't know what's happening to the camera right now. It's like saying when I try to turn it, it says orientation locked. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Okay. Huh. Orientation is locked. I don't know what this means. It's saying I need to rotate my device back, but I don't know. Ah, Todd. This is so weird. It's never done this before. I feel like this. Okay, that's flipping the camera. Huh. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, guys. Well, I hope you can see this all right. Oh, shoot. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it won't let me rotate it, but we are having unplanned technical difficulties. Ah! I don't really know what to do. I mean, I hope my phone can stay propped up like this. Let's see. Okay. Ah! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everyone. If this is your first time, this doesn't usually happen. It's for some reason saying my device is on like auto lock or something. And I don't know what's happening. Okay, I have an idea. Oh my goodness. This is awful. I'm gonna try to prop it up on 2 candles. Okay. Well, all right, there we go. Thank you, Trader Joe's, for supplying candles that can hold my phone up nicely, seeing as it's stuck for some reason. Oh well, sorry if this isn't the best looking. Well, anyways, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing really well. I hope this works well. Oh wait, I think I see. Okay. Well, let's hope this works out well. Okay, anyways, as usual, let's go ahead and start out with our breathing. Laying on any comfortable position on our backs. Maybe you want to stretch out your feet, keep them planted, or move into a reclined butterfly. Anything's fine. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. All right, so you lay back. Getting into a nice released position here. We're going to cross our fingers that Marty doesn't jump on my head from the couch. And we'll just gently take 3 breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We begin breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just taking a moment here for a quick body scan, moving from head to toe, trying to locate any points of tension and just release them into the floor with every exhale. Steady and even breathing, making sure that our exhales are the same length as our inhales. Couple more breaths here. And let's come back together with 3 more breaths. We begin breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Rolling onto our side here, making our way up to a comfortable seat. All right, still filming at least, so we've got that. And making our way into a child's pose. So toes together, knees apart, and sending those hips back. Releasing that chest down towards the floor.
Couple more breaths here, really reaching those hands forward, pushing the hips back. And taking a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, rolling up through the spine, planting our hands behind our feet and pushing our hips forward into a baby camel. Hanging out here for a sec. I don't know if you guys can see Marty right here, but we're like face to face. He's on the couch. Couple more breaths here. And deep breath in. Exhale, sending the hips back, reaching the hands forward, back into child's pose. Taking another moment here. We'll repeat that motion 3 more times, moving from child's pose to baby camel. Deep breath in. Exhale, rolling up, planting the hands behind the feet and pushing the hips forward. Deep inhale. And exhale, reaching forward. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale, push the hips forward. And exhale, send the hips back. Last time. Inhale. And exhale, rolling up through the spine. Inhale, pressing the hips forward. And exhale, sending the hips back into child's pose. Rolling up through the spine, meeting me in a tabletop position. Go ahead and just take a few cat-cows here to warm up that spine. Trying to coordinate our breath with our movement. Big inhales for our cow pose and heavy exhales for our cat. Couple more. And returning back to neutral, let's go ahead and take some C curves. So we're gonna stay on the same plane, reach our head and our hips together, same side. And release. Head and tail reaching together, side to side. And release. Take a few more passes just like this on your own timing. Couple more. And go ahead, just take a few circles here with the chest. Maybe alternate for a few in the hips. And going both directions. Good. And making your way onto your seat. Soles of the feet together in a butterfly pose. We're just going to work on some spinal articulation really quick. Again, just making sure we're nice and warm. So go ahead, release that chest forward and roll up through the spine. Again, forward, rolling up. 2 more times, forward and up. Last time, forward and up. We'll reverse. We'll contract down and spoke our head out. And contract down and flat back up, contract down, flat back up. Last time, contract it down, flat back up. And just release over, reaching the hands forward as far as you can. We'll probably give you some different levels, so some of us might be up here, that's totally fine, all the way down, whatever is best for you this evening. Couple more breaths here. And gently walking our hands over to the right. Both sits bones stay planted on the floor. Really breathing through the side of our rib cage. Trying to keep space in between the shoulders and the ears. And moving back through center, we'll stretch other side. Actively stretching here. Don't just sit in the pose, but keep reaching as far as you can. And coming back center, rolling up, straightening out those legs, reaching for the balls of our feet, and pulling the chest down and forward. Maybe walking the heels a little farther forward, sits bones back. Again, keeping a long spine here. And gently releasing over. And rolling up, grabbing the balls of our feet again, reaching forward. It's so funny because my animals are like always walking around while I teach, but most of the time they're like not in the frame, so I'm always just like looking at like them outside of the frame. You guys probably like, what is she looking at? Marty's making laps on the side. And releasing forward. And rolling up, opening up to a straddle, wherever's most comfortable for you. Again, we're never gonna try to aim for 180. Don't do that, not worth it. And gently releasing forward. If this is where you're at for the evening, totally fine. You can be here, move on to the forearms, or lay all the way down. Just no matter what, try to make sure that our feet and our knees are pointing towards the ceiling. So don't let those kneecaps roll inwards, but try to stay lifted. Not this, but this. I'll have to make sure Marty gets in the frame at some point though. He looks so sad. He has like a little, it's not like a cone of shame. I call it the collar of shame because it looks like a neck pillow, but it's supposed to be more comfortable for them. So it's the collar of shame instead of the cone of shame. He looks pretty funny though. Couple more breaths here. Again, checking in with your breath, making sure it's still even, nice and calm, lengthy. And rolling up. We're going to take a nice lateral stretch here. So left arm reaching up and over. Again, keeping both sits bones planted. We don't want any of this. Yeah, if our sits bone comes up and there's space underneath here, we're not getting as good of a stretch as we could be. So making sure both stay planted, having that oppositional energy flowing through this hand and down into the ground with this sits bone. For those of you watching in Tucson, That thunderstorm today was crazy. Oh, it was so fun. And coming up, for those of you who aren't in Tucson, we had a crazy thunderstorm today. And like, I was like taking Zoom classes this morning and my house was literally shaking and I was concerned that my Wi-Fi was gonna go out, but we made it, we're here. Wi-Fi didn't go out, knock on wood. It was so loud though. And then it made the skylight in my bathroom crack, just like the amount of rain, and so water leaked in. So we gotta get that fixed. It'll be fine, I'm not too worried about it. All right, so if possible, if you're feeling warm enough, go ahead and roll over your straddle and meet me in a frog pose, yeah? So I have like so much furniture in the way. So first one that we're gonna do is knees and ankles are on the floor and it's our pelvis that's reaching down. So some of us might be around here, might be all the way down, somewhere in the middle. Totally normal for your knee to pop here. My left knee just popped pretty loud. I don't know if you guys heard it. And making sure that we're engaging our low abs and our ribs here. We don't want to just splay out onto the floor because that's not going to help us with our alignment. Stretching needs to be dynamic. It needs to be like release and stretching, but also control and having your center, holding your center, keeping proper alignment. A couple more breaths here. And we're gently going to walk ourselves forward. Our hips are going to come to the ground and then our feet are what's going to be in the air now. So we want to press those heels down for the floor, toes stay up. Yeah, no sickles here, that our heels are reaching down. You can either stay here on your forearms or you can walk it all the way down. Doesn't matter. Kind of depends on the day. Sometimes I feel a deeper stretch when I'm laying down. I really like this stretch though because I feel like it makes you have to like use your rotators to get to the deepest stretch. So it's again that dynamic type of stretching where I have to engage to try to get the most out of the stretch. Couple more breaths here. Hope everyone's doing well as usual. Wear your masks, wash your hands. Be a good person, be nice to other people. All right, go ahead, turn in those thighs, send those feet back, pushing back into a child's pose, hanging out here for a sec. And we'll gently make our way onto our backs again. So, we're gonna do a nice back stretch here. So what we're gonna do is we can choose from one of two options. We can stretch in a bridge pose, which looks like so, and you get the stretch by walking your shoulders underneath your chest, interlacing your fingers, and punching those fists down while pushing that pelvis up. So that's option one. Also making sure that we're not going to splay open here. We're holding a yoga block nice and tight, still staying engaged in the ribs and the low abs, so we don't do that, but we stay in alignment. So that's option one. Option two is to go ahead and go for a wheel. So same thing, I have to make sure that my feet don't splay out. Fingers are pointing towards our toes, and we're going to gently push up into a wheel. Making sure things in alignment here. Dropping that head, and you can also straighten your feet here if you feel, or straighten your knees if you're feeling extra flexible. Do you guys see Marty? I think you can. All right, so coming out of whatever you're deciding to do, that was just a little practice run. All right, decide for the bridge or the wheel, set up for it, and we'll go ahead and press up. Making sure whichever position that you're in, that you have a long neck, shoulders are away from your ears, engaged in the low abs, engaged in the glutes. Deep breath in, and exhale, release into the floor. Shake it out, maybe drop the knees side to side. Good, and reset. So maybe if you did the bridge last time, you can try the wheel. Maybe if you did the wheel already, you're a little tired, wanted to go for the bridge, or you can just repeat what you did last time. Go ahead, deep breath in, and exhale, moving into the pose. Even breaths here, making sure there's no areas of tension. And gently releasing down into the floor, dropping the knees side to side. While you're doing that, I'm going to check on the time really quick because my watch died. Okay. But yeah, my watch died. It like died though. Like, there's no coming back for it. It's gone. Okay. Let's go ahead. Next thing we're going to do is still staying on our backs here. Keeping one of our feet planted, we're just going to do a nice hamstring stretch. So let's bring our right leg in towards our chest, keeping our left leg planted, and make sure that we're being mindful of our pelvis here. So yes, we do have this leg planted, but don't allow that planted leg to end up pushing the pelvis upwards. We keep that tailbone reaching down and out while we pull our leg closer and closer to our chest. So maybe take a couple ankle circles here. And we'll take a nice plie and stretch. Again, plie and stretch. Third time, plie, stretch, and we're just going to pull it in closer and closer. And deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to open the leg up to the side here, couple ankle circles. Good. And go ahead, take a plie and stretch. Again, plie and stretch. Third time, plie and stretch. And we'll hold. Maybe taking hold of the foot with the other hand, the opposite hand, pulling it closer, and releasing the leg. What we're going to do is keep this supporting leg bent. We're going to tuck it over, send the right leg up and over into a IT band stretch, and we're going to reach for that bottom leg and flex the foot into a quad stretch. Again, quad stretch with that bottom leg, IT band stretch with the top leg. Maybe sickle that IT band foot for a deeper stretch here. Then the oppositional pull. And gently releasing out of the stretch, dropping the knees side to side. And we go other side. Lifting the left leg up, grabbing behind the calf or ankle and pulling in towards the face. Taking a few ankle circles here. and gently take a plie, and stretch. Again, plie, and stretch. Third time, plie, and stretch. Pulling nice and close here. And gently rotating the leg to the side. Couple ankle circles. Good. Taking a plie. Oh, mini pops again. And stretch. And plie. Stretch. Third time, plie. And stretch. Pulling the leg in a bit closer. Maybe taking opposite hand to foot. Keeping length behind our knees here. And gently releasing the leg. We're going to shoot that left leg up and over into an IT band stretch. And grabbing that bottom leg into a quad stretch. And to deepen that quad stretch, you can flex the foot that you're holding, sickle the IT band foot. Couple more breaths here. And gently release the legs. Instead of staying on our backs, we're going to roll onto our stomachs. Forehead on top of the hands. Feet up, and we're just going to windshield wiper the opposite way. So dropping the feet side to side. And pushing back into a child's pose. I'm like, I know this mirror is somehow in my way. Pushing back here. And we'll gently tuck our toes, push back up into a downward facing dog, and take a second to just walk it out here. Really stretching those calves, treading through the feet. I'm gonna come check the time again. Make sure we're staying on track. Okay, yeah, we're doing good. Okay, so we're in a down dog, treading our feet. We're gonna send our heels down, hips up towards the ceiling. Bringing that upstage leg, or actually this is my downstage leg, my downstage leg up towards the ceiling, shooting it through into our low lunge. Take a second to square off the hips here. And let's get a little movement in this lunge. So we're just gonna take a few cat-cows here. So chest reaches up, you can bend that back knee if you need to. And push it back into a cat lunge, rounding the back here. Hips forward and back and forward and center. Good. We're going to gently pick that back leg up into a pyramid pose, taking a second here to square off the hips. Really releasing forward over that leg. Hips nice and square, so make sure that the hip for this front leg doesn't rotate front, but it pulls back. And let's bring some movement in here. We'll go ahead, plie our back leg, flex our front leg, and stretch. Moving on to the front leg, pointing the back, and center. Plie, and center, front leg, and lower. One more time, plie, and center, and forward and lower. Good. Next thing we're gonna do, send that back leg back into our lunge. We're gonna untuck our toes, put our knee to the ground, send our hips back into a runner's lunge here. So you may need to adjust or bring your foot forward a little bit depending on how long your legs are. And we're gonna keep the chest nice and long here for a couple breaths. Again, same thing, making sure our hips are square and that this hip isn't hiking or pulling forward. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but like my watch tan is horrible right now. Because like I said, my watch is like done for, and now I have this pretty bad watch tan. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come onto our forearms, trying to maintain our flat back while we release over that front leg. But you can also just stay in that first pose, no pressure to move further. Making sure we're still sending the energy of the hips back while our heel is reaching forward. We're gonna go ahead and move those hips forward, walking that front leg across our body into a pigeon stretch. You can go ahead, you can stay up, you can come onto the forearms, or you can release all the way over, whatever feels best for you. Couple more breaths here. And coming back up, just go ahead and make your way, however that may be, into your split, straightening that front leg, pointing both toes. You can't see my other pointed toes because they're under my couch. And bringing that leg around, coming over our shins and pushing back into a downward facing dog. Treading through the feet. Now we're gonna bring our upstage leg towards the ceiling and through into our little lunge. Getting comfortable here, staying square. And taking a few cat-cow lunges here. Own timing. And coming back to center. We're gonna gently take our back leg and pull it up into a pyramid pose, reaching that chest forward and releasing over when you feel squared off. Letting the head be heavy and reach towards the floor. Let's bring some movement into here. We'll go ahead, plie that back leg, flex the front, and center. Moving on to the front leg, and back, plie, and come center. Point the toes. And release one more time, plie back, center, point the toes, and we're just gonna go right ahead and send that back foot back into our lunge, lower our knee, untuck our toe, and push our hips back into our runner's lunge. So keeping the chest tall for a moment here, getting all squared away. Oh my gosh, this online intensive I'm doing is kicking my butt. My hamstrings have never been so tight before. And gently releasing over the leg. Again, same thing, energy of the hips sending back, heel reaching forward, checking in to see if you're holding any areas of tension and just try to exhale them away. And gently coming forward, walking our foot across our body into a pigeon stretch, reaching forward. Couple more breaths here. I keep like staring at this part of my hair that just refuses to sit down these days. It's like long enough to where it's noticeable when it sticks up, but it's too short to like get it to stay down. Couple more breaths here. Making sure that we're pressing our pelvis down towards the floor and not letting our hips pinch, but just trying to release forward, not letting those hip flexors pinch. Good. And gently making your way into your split. Again, floor point still evades me. Couple more breaths here. Stay there. All right. And making our way out of our split. Last thing we're gonna do is come to a comfortable seat, and we're just gonna get a little neck stretch in to finish things out. So, I'm gonna take my right hand, I'm gonna rotate it around my back, peeks on the other side, hey guys. My left hand's gonna interlace fingers, I'm holding my hands together, and I'm gonna take the crown of my head, reach it up and over towards my hands, and I should get a nice deep stretch through this side of the neck. And being gentle here, maybe this exact angle isn't the best for you, maybe you need to rotate down a bit, maybe you need to do sort of a high release kind of thing. And it feels pretty good to roll it out too like that. But make sure you're being gentle. Yeah, this is a really deep stretch, so you don't want to aggravate anything going on there. and gently, leaving the head where it is, we're gonna release our hands, push our head back up to center, and look a few times side to side. I've explained it before, when we do that neck stretch, it's not a good idea to engage these muscles to lift the neck, so it's better to just push it up instead of engaging the things that we just stretched. So, other side, taking my left hand around my back, grabbing my hands together, sitting nice and high on my sits bones, reaching my head up and over towards my hands. And just stretching it out. Finding moments of stillness in here too. And releasing the hands, pushing the head back up to center, looking side to side. And maybe taking a few head circles here. Ooh, neck just popped. Other direction. All right, and let's just finish out class with some nice even breathing. Just 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Closing our eyes, sitting nice and high on our sits bones. We begin breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in through the nose, out through the mouth. Ooh, my voice was dry there for a second. And deepest inhale. Heaviest exhale. Awesome job tonight, everyone. Thanks so much for taking class with me. So sorry about my phone not wanting to rotate. It would just say like auto lock is on, but I checked to make sure the auto lock was off, like on my iPhone, but it wasn't on, so I don't know. Hopefully I'll have that figured out by Tuesday though. So if you want to see more of me, go ahead, check out our other content on our YouTube page, or more of our other teachers too. The more these stretch classes are uploaded on there. Go ahead, check out our other content on our YouTube page for upcoming classes and class schedules. Check out our Instagram and our Facebook page. And just thanks so much for being here, guys. We love you. Breakout loves you, and we can't wait to dance with you guys again soon in person. So wash your hands, be safe, wear your mask, respect other people's social distancing wishes and measures. Okay, have a great night, everyone.